Hello, I'm Carl Cram, and I'm running for State Senate in District 37. I live in Clarence, Iowa with my beautiful wife and two amazing children. I'm Iowa raised, educated, and I've even started an Iowa trucking company with my father. I've worked in multiple quality laboratories throughout the state, and I was a former research center supervisor for Hillshire Brands, where we saved the company $14 million on their operating costs. Currently, I work at the medical laboratory in Anamosa. I'm part of the Be the Match bone marrow donation group, and I donate plasma in my spare time, and I would encourage any able-bodied individuals to do so as well. Iowa has given me a lot to be proud of, and all I want to do is return the favor. As your representative, I will open up new revenue streams and close off taxes to the poor and the middle class. The most important thing to pay attention to in this election cycle is not what a candidate is offering, but how they are going to pay for it. And I've got that covered. Legalized sports betting, allowing more casinos to open up within the state, legalized marijuana, getting rid of regulations that are anti-competitive in nature. Certificates of need are one of the more disturbing ones that Iowa has held on to. They have nothing to do with medical safety. They simply dictate who can open up a healthcare facility and where. It's estimated that Iowa could have 55 more healthcare facilities, 38 new hospitals, including 38 new hospitals, at 11% reduced price by eliminating this one regulation. I want to bring Medicaid and Medicare back to the state. What we have now is not privatization. It's a corporate handout. Businesses need to earn your money, not bribe politicians into giving it to them. We need to end corporate welfare. And while we're at it, we need to bring back collective bargaining. Silencing public workers is not Iowa nice. I don't want to silence anyone. Our education priorities within the state have got to change as well. In the last 10 years, we've had a 2% increase in students, a 12% increase in teachers, but a 20% increase in administrators. We need to lower regulations on our schools so that the teachers can get the raises they deserve and the administrators can quit siphoning from our public funds. My uncle was a nuclear physicist, and he was the one that got me interested in science. He also introduced me into thorium reactors. Iowa needs to bring this clean, safe, cheap energy to our state. Iowans deserve cheap energy. I am pro-Second Amendment, pro-clean energy, pro-term limits, and pro-tax cuts. I'm anti-corruption, I'm anti-prohibition, and anti-regulation. Voting for me will send a clear message to our government that we are sick of the government corruption. We are sick of the partisan politics that have divided us over the years. And we are sick of the government controlling most of our lives. As long as you are not harming another individual, as long as you are not taking their things or damaging their property, you should be able to do as you wish. A vote for me is a vote for more freedom and less government. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eric Dirth. I'm a Democrat running for Iowa Senate in District 37. With the June 5th primary quickly approaching, I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little about myself, my platform, and why I believe you should vote for me. I'm originally from a 900-person town called West Point, south of here. My parents are both public educators, one retired, and the other is still a middle school principal. I am proud to call Coralville my home today, and I'm also a proud graduate from the University of Iowa College of Law. Previously, I've worked at the Iowa Attorney General's Office in their Environmental Law Division, at a mid-sized law firm, and at the Iowa Court of Appeals. Before law school, I earned a master's degree in environmental advocacy, and I taught 6 semesters of undergraduate students. Clearly, when it comes to public education and the environment, those are 2 of my top priorities. I've also seen how Iowa's laws are working, and they're not working for you and me. Iowa laws should be working to support the needs of everyday Iowans, not the wants of special interests. I'm running because I want to let Iowans lead. This means Iowa should strive to be a leader nationally, and we should also strive to empower leadership locally. Our current state legislature should not be setting ceilings on progress in communities. Our state government's role is to set floors to progress, not ceilings, and making sure that the voices of communities are being heard and allowing to make decisions that are going to best benefit those communities. Iowa also needs to strive to be a leader nationally. We have a strong tradition of leading. It dates back to the University of Iowa College of Law admitting the first female law student in the country and the first African American student. Iowa also has a history of leading when it comes to renewable energy. We're a wind energy powerhouse, and we lead the country in our wind energy generation. We also have shown Iowa's leadership when it comes to equality, even with the Varnum decision in 2009 upholding marriage equality. Those are examples of Iowa leadership, and that's what we should continue to strive to do. However, it's clear now that Iowa's not leading. We're following other states in the wrong direction. And with the Trump administration the way it is, it's even more important than ever that Iowa take on a leadership role and show that we value inclusiveness, we value community, and we value our state in making sure it's a leader. If elected, I will do 3 things. First, fix the budget. It is clear our budget is in complete disarray. We are seeing a lack of funding to the essentials of what makes Iowa a good state. We should not be seeing cuts in education, in healthcare, in higher education. It is time we invest in our state. These tax cuts and giveaways are not the solution. If we want to attract 21st century businesses to our state, we do this by investing and showing that Iowa is a place where people want to raise families, begin their careers. This also means we need to make sure we have a clean environment so that people who are moving here, beginning businesses here, know that they're going to have clean water and clean air. It should not be a race to the bottom. They should know that we're investing and continuing to invest in our state. Second, I will fix our health care. It is clear that the privatized Medicaid in our state is a disaster. It needs to be switched back to being publicly funded, and we need to focus all of our energy on making sure that every Iowan has the access to affordable, quality health care. Health care is a right and not a privilege. Third, I will support all of Iowa's communities. This means criminal justice reform. We should not be abandoning those who are offenders and have done their time. It is about rehabilitation, not incarceration. We need to make sure we're doing everything to integrate offenders back into the community and making sure that they're active and supported as they continue their rehabilitative process. We also need to support those with mental illness. We need more beds. We need more psychiatrists and psychologists. We need to make sure that this is a place where people with mental illness can find the mental health resources they need. Also, we need to support our elderly population and make sure that they have the home and community-based services they need to live out their lives. I'm running because I want to let Iowans lead. My roots are here. This is not a stepping stone for me. I'm running because I want to fight for this state, and I want to fight for your voice. I hope you consider voting for me so that we together can let Iowans lead.
Hi everybody,
My name is Zach Wahls, and I'm a Democratic candidate for Iowa Senate District 37, running to succeed Senator Bob Dvorsky. Iowa Senate District 37 is the far west side of Iowa City, going up to Coralville, and then north and east through Johnson County, through Newport and Penn Townships, up to Solon, and then east out to Cedar County, and then down to the town of Wilton and Muscatine County. I'm running because growing up with lesbian parents, I learned at an early age what it feels like to be left behind or left out, and I know that a lot of people feel that way right now. Our healthcare system is broken, our schools are underfunded, and workers' rights are under attack. I'm running because our state has a choice to make. Are we going to let Republicans continue with their radical agenda, or are we going to stand up and fight back for the values that we believe in? After the video of my speech to the Iowa legislature went viral in 2011, I had a choice to make. Would I try to go back to my life as usual and focus on my engineering studies, or would I step up and keep fighting for the things that matter most to families like mine? I chose to fight, and alongside other advocates, we successfully protected marriage equality in Iowa. And then I co-founded and led the organization that had the campaign to end discrimination in the Boy Scouts of America. You probably heard within the last 2 years that the Boy Scouts ended their ban against gay members and leaders. That was because of work that our organization led. I won tough fights for people who have been left behind and left out, and that is precisely why I'm running for the Iowa Senate. I believe that when it comes to our healthcare system, we have to reverse Medicaid privatization, reform our mental health care system, and stem the opioid epidemic that is beginning to grow in our state. On education, we have to fully fund our K-12 schools and reverse these devastating cuts to our higher education institutions, including the University of Iowa. And finally, we have to protect working families. We have to restore full collective bargaining rights for state employees. We have to make sure that counties like Johnson County are able to raise the minimum wage. We have to reverse these changes to workers' compensation that have made it more difficult for injured workers to get back on their feet and back to work. I'm running for this seat because I believe that our community needs an advocate who has a tried and true record of winning tough fights right here in Iowa. I'm asking for your support because I need your help. We can't win this election alone. We have a Democratic primary coming up on Tuesday, June 5th, and I'd love to have your help knocking on doors and helping to get out the vote and to have your vote either early or on Tuesday, June 5th. For more information, you can just Google Zach Wahls for Iowa, and you can go to our campaign website to learn more about my positions on the issues and figure out how you can get involved to make sure that we have an advocate for our community who will fight for the values that we believe in. Thank you.
Hello everybody watching. Hola, ¿cómo está? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My name is Dr. Ahmad Youssef. I'm going to give you just a little bio about myself. I have two PhDs, one in finance and one in accounting. I have lived in Iowa City for almost 17 years. I have 5 kids, 3 boys, 2 girls. My oldest Muhammad, Izzat, Yasir, Yusra, and Susan, and my sweetheart granddaughter Amira. I have served in various international board committees and councils. I understand and know what is the best for our local and large business. As a result of 25 years experience in business world. From my experience as a CEO, banker, financial consultant, certified public accounting, project management professional, certified fraud examiner, I gained strong leadership and highly advanced professional to create and managing budget that benefit the citizen of Iowa, such as maintaining sustainable public finance, ensure fiscal policy aids that the optimal rate of economic growth, and I'm going to stress on economic growth, maintain appropriate levels of public investment. Strong leadership is critical if the vision of transformed healthcare system mental health, public school improvement, affordable housing, set minimum wages to $15 an hour, gun violence control, the underserved populations, the poor, the elderly, people of color, and immigrants is to be realized. When you vote, you need to look for the candidate with strong leadership skills, experience, and high credential and academic achievement to be your voice representative. I work as an accountant, and statement is my passion. When you go over there, you need to go over there with a person, he had the skills. Nobody can consider himself as a leader without practice it. I practiced leadership for 25 years. I manage big company, big corporation, varying from 500 employees to 1,000. I get over many companies that they have a deficit, they have struggling with a debt. I transform it from failure company to very successful company. That you need to look for a leadership. This is our problem today, lack of leadership. You need to look for that. And I know many of you, like me, we are fed up with the current system. If you mad, vote for Ahmad. Don't forget that. I and you, we can make the change. I and you, we can make the change. With my leadership, with my skills, with my experience, with my education, and with your support, we can make the change for Iowa. Thank you.
My name is Janice Winker, and I'm running for the state Senate, Senate District 37. I'm running because I want a bright future for every single Iowan, just like I had growing up in Coralville. After college and law school, I joined the U.S. State Department and served my country for 26 years abroad, defending U.S. values. Now, I want to put my professional and personal experience to work for you in Des Moines, defending true Iowa values. On the professional side, I know how to listen and build relationships. It's what I did for 26 years as a diplomat across the political spectrum in every country where I served. It's how I learned what people cared about, what they thought, and what made them tick, as well as how to get a foot in the door. It didn't mean I liked them or agreed with them, but I needed to be able to work with them. On the personal side, I know about running a household. I've done it for 2.5 decades. And I've raised my 2 adopted girls as a single mom with a demanding profession. So I get a lot of the issues like taking kids to the doctor and schooling issues and mental health issues, as well as childcare. And with respect to our senior citizens, I understand some of the challenges of elder care because I've lived them with both of my parents. My campaign is about what I call radical empathy. That means working together, including with some unlikely allies, to fully fund our public schools for the first time in over 8 years, and to regain collective bargaining rights so that we can hire and retain the very best teachers. It means finding models of economic development that work for Tipton and Wilton and Loudoun, as well as for Iowa City and Coralville. And it means taking care of our most vulnerable people, because I truly believe that a government and society are judged by how well we take care of our least fortunate, and right now we're failing. We need to deprivatize Medicaid, take care of those who are struggling with mental illness, including our children for whom no formal structure currently exists. We need to take care of our disabled citizens, our elderly, children at risk. And we must regain the women's reproductive rights that have been consistently stolen over the years. It is unconscionable that this legislature passed a law they knew to be unconstitutional. And it is even more unconscionable that our first female governor signed it into law knowing full well that it was unconstitutional. That is a slap in the face of Iowa's women and girls. And it also shows a culture in Des Moines. We see that culture in the numbers, in the financial numbers, the $1.75 million settlement that we, the taxpayers, are on the hook for sexual harassment. And we see it in the numbers in the Iowa Senate, where there are 7 men for every 1 woman. In my career as a diplomat, every time we got critical mass of women in the room, the atmosphere changed. We were more productive. It's time to change that culture and atmosphere in Des Moines. The road to 50-50 by 2020 runs straight through this district. I am a mom, I'm a lawyer, I am a Democrat, I am a union member, I am a diplomat, I am a very determined woman, and above all, I am an Iowan, and I want to bring true Iowa values back to Des Moines. My name is Janice Winker. I'm running for the Iowa State Senate, and I am ready day one. I hope to earn your vote.